Guys, appreciate you guys as always being here. First off, thank you, Jesus, for the victory. Give him all the glory. Proud of our team. They do not run from hard work. We knew Utah State was going to come ready to play, know their staff, know they had the talent to come in here and battle, and they did. But I'm proud of our team. And like I said, they don't run from hard work. They're a team that loves each other, and it shows on the field. Just like anything, when we watch the film tomorrow and we go through with our players on Monday, it's going to be what did we learn, where are we growing to? And the biggest game of our season is going to be Hawaii because it's the next one, and that's how we continue to learn and grow. I'm proud of our team, man. A lot of guys stepped up tonight. You can see our leadership continue to step up and push, and a lot to learn and grow from. And you have to learn and grow from the wins. The best teams learn and grow even when they win, and we need to do that. So a couple shout-outs. I thought Maddox played his best game all season, especially last week, was inconsistent, and now coming up and having one of the best games he's had all season. That's a testament to the competitor he is. Was able to get the ball to a lot of different receivers, which is huge. Austin Bolt had 2 touchdowns. Prince had a couple big catches. Chase Penry, I think, had close to 70 yards. Cam Camper continues to be a matchup issue for defenses. And we were able to get a bunch of different guys the ball, which is a testament to Maddox and the throws and the reads. Shout out to a couple guys in our defense, man. First off, Herbert Gums is a senior D tackle that doesn't get a lot of credit because he's taken double teams, sometimes triple teams for other guys to make tackles. So, I think the world of Herbert Gums. He played one of his best games tonight, and no different. Defensively, we did some good things. There was a lot of meat on the bone that we did not achieve tonight, and a lot of the plays that were explosive, we just got to make a tackle. If we're in post defense, we got to make sure we have a post player. Like, some of those things are fixable, and we need to. And we have the guys to do it. But I'm proud of how our team went out there and battled. We were able to get a takeaway on defense. We had a couple 4th down stops, but still a lot of things that we need to improve on, and we will. And then the special teams side of things, like we knew that we wanted to change the game on special teams. We've had the game changed against us. And so for our kickoff return unit and Dylan Wright to go out there and score that 96-yard touchdown was a huge play in the game. Testament to Coach Collins, play design, and Dylan Riley. There was a hole, and he took it the distance. And especially Jonah Dalmas. A senior, a captain, does everything you want as a Boise State Bronco football player. And now he's, I think, the leading, has the most points ever scored by a Bronco and a couple different stats. He deserves all of that because not only what he does on the field, who he is as a teammate. So proud of our team, proud of the win. We protected the blue. We put a paramount on that, and excited to keep learning and grow.
More than 400 yards of total offense by guys not named Ashton Jeanty today. Just how well did you like the way you guys were able to move the ball?
Yeah, first off, Ashton Jeanty, best player in the country. Next question. And I'm proud of all the rest of our guys being able to step up. I thought Maddox played his best game. When they're going to load the box like you have to, he was able to get the ball to playmakers, and our guys executed, and we're very efficient on offense, which is a big deal.
You guys are on track for the most yards per game in school history. Again, Ashton's a big reason, but what else is it about this team that is making it so special?
Yeah, it's a team that loves each other, and there's no egos in our offense or on our team, and we're always looking for those things. It's not about how many times am I getting the ball, what are you doing for me? It's what does the team need, and that's the group we got, especially when it's led by a guy like Ashton Jeanty, best player in the country. Whenever me and him meet, it's never about him. It's about the team. Coach, how can I help this young man grow? How can we be better in this phase? He was waiting for me on Tuesday practice to see if he can get on more special teams because Ashton loves his team. When you're led by a guy like that and there's multiple leaders that are that way, you always got a shot. And when guys step up and they say, hey, when my number's called and my team needs me to execute, I need to because it's for my family, it's for my brothers. You always got a shot when you got leaders that do that.
Are you going to allow him to play special teams?
Oh, we're always evaluating. Let me tell you that. Always evaluating.
What responsibility do you have to take care of Ashton? Because this is the second time in the last couple of games where you guys get up and you don't play him in the second half.
Have to. It's a huge part of my job with our whole team. And we are a developmental program. So when we get in situations, we got to make sure we play our team because the only way to develop is to play this game, especially in game atmosphere situations, because that's when you really can evaluate where is this young man. Okay, he's been having a good week in practice. All right, put him in the game. Put him in the game. See how he responds when the crowd's cheering, the lights are flashing. Like, how is he going to act in those biggest moments? You only know that when you put him in. So especially protecting Ash, which you have to. He's the best player in the country. But we also got to make sure we get other guys reps to get them better, to have them grow, because we need to. It's a long season. And we got to keep growing week to week. And so at all positions, O and D, I'm always looking to see when can we continue to get guys in the game that have earned it in practice. We're not giving any free lunches. But it's making sure if guys are in practice, we got to get them in the game. We got to get them reps. So then it's easy for us to evaluate the staff on guys that deserve more or guys that, hey, we gave you opportunity. We got to find someone else that can do a better job.
Austin Bolt finding the end zone twice.
Big time. Proud of Austin, man. I think he had one of his better weeks of practice, and it shows. And it shows. He's go out there able to get 2 touchdowns. I'm excited for him to continue to improve because we need him to. And I thought Prince, Chase, I mean, they played well. And now we need to build on that. How can we have our best week of practice to play our best game against Hawaii? So that's always what it is for me. It's all process. What do we learn and where are we growing? And it's about the team. Not what can you do for me? It's about the team. And we put a premium on practice performance. And guys that played really well tonight, they played really dang well in practice. Guys that didn't, struggled in practice. It's all about practice performance equals game reality.
I know you always prioritize team success over individual stats, but how tough is it to pull him given, what he's chasing?
Yeah, I mean, it's all about the team. And Ashton is the same way. I mean, we protect him. We're going to be smart with Ashton because of how vital he is to our team. And we need to make sure we get other guys reps in there. But I also at that point, I don't know what his rush yards were, but we know he had enough. And we're not chasing us as a team, us being successful, Ashton being successful. We are aligned on the same thing. I believe that he's going to be in New York for the Heisman. I believe that because I see him work, because I see the teammate he is. This isn't a flash in the pan, I wonder what's going to happen. In January, when the snow on the ground, Ashton Jeanty is the first one out there working. So what everybody sees now, Ashton Jeanty, I've seen him work. I've seen the teammate he is. So it's going to continue to be that he's the best player in the country because he's earned it. And so all these things about him he deserves, and we got to be smart, especially when we're up in a game. We got to get other guys reps, and that's how we develop those other guys as well.
Yeah, Spencer, obviously a lot of talk about Ashton so far, but how much of his success is due to, the blockers, that offensive line, the receivers, and all the other people, on that unit?
This is the biggest team game in the country, in the world. And not one person can win a game, not one person can lose your game. And it's all about how everyone's helping each other to achieve a common goal. No different for Ashton. I mean, that offensive line, those tight ends, our receivers, they're blocking their tail off because that's exactly what the team needs. No different when it's high-hat pass and Ashton needs to block a D-end to protect Maddox to make a throw. It's the team.
How much does Ashton open the playbook? Just with, teams are so concentrated on him, and, maybe they leave other guys a little bit less protected.
Can you ask that one more time?
Yeah, just how much does Ashton open the playbook for you guys? Because
open the playbook?
Yeah.
I mean, Ashton could do it all. I mean, we can line him up at empty. He could be one of our best receivers. He obviously knows all protection. I mean, he's one of the smartest football players that have been around. One, because that's who he is. Two, because he works at it. And that's our team. I mean, that's what we do at Boise State is we want guys that love football, live in that film room. Mandatory meetings, absolutely. But the amount of times that these guys live in this film room when there's no mandatory meetings, they're in there to learn, grow, that is the standard here. And Ashton continues to push it.
You had to be so patient this year to finally get an opportunity. What do you think? How do you think he played tonight?
I'm proud of Breezy, man. You talk about a great teammate. I mean, getting banged up in fall camp, dealing with a hamstring, continue to battle, seeing Sire Gaines, Dylan Riley have their time. I mean, I never once saw Breezy pout, never once saw him think, woe is me. He was a great teammate and kept working, living in the training room, finding time to when his number get called, he was ready, and he was ready tonight. And he's going to continue to be a guy that we lean on, especially to give Ashton a spell. But, I mean, Breezy's got some juice to him now. I mean, you give him some daylight, he could take that the distance as well. So being able to get him in the end zone, how he played, I'm proud of Breezy.
What's your guys' best offensive showing? I mean, you look at it, and I mean, Maddox is extremely efficient, but 10 different guys caught balls tonight. Over half those guys had multiple catches in terms of spreading it around. I mean, best offensive performance.
I think it was to date, absolutely. In regards to this year, absolutely it was. And I'm proud of all the guys that touched the ball. I think we were very efficient. But just like anyone watch the film, there's still going to be a lot of things that I know Coach Cutter and our offensive staff are excited for us to learn and grow in. And we will, and we have to. It's all about how are we getting better week to week. It's not about, and I get it, the media and everything's about months from now. They have to do that. For me, it is right now. What is our biggest opponent is Hawaii. That travel, what we got to do, because that's the next opponent. But I'm so proud of our offense and how they were able to execute. I'm excited for us to continue to learn and grow, and we put on full display how explosive we can be. Everybody knows about Ashton. He deserves all the credit he's getting, but you see the amount of weapons we have on offense to be able to attack a defense.
Maddox takes that hit on that second drive, gets evaluated, cleared, and comes back and just leads them right back down for a touchdown. Just what can you say about his toughness tonight?
I mean, Maddox Madsen is one of the best competitors I've ever been around. That's a testament to who he is. Like I said, no different. The games or throws or plays that maybe he didn't do well, there's no one harder on himself than him. And that's where I am in his life to say, hey, move on, because he wants to be successful, has a burning desire to be elite, and he played great tonight. And no different, got hit, got pulled for a play, had to get evaluated. The next drive was on point, throwing straight darts, and that's who he is as a competitor.
How did Dylan Riley earn the opportunity to be a kick returner, and what do you think of that kick return touchdown?
In practice. Everything for us is what you do in practice performance. We kick balls to returners who can field them, who understands where the daylight might be, and he did a great job in practice. And what he did tonight, I promise you, he's going to be doing a lot more of it.
Jonah Dalmas obviously started his career here as a walk-on. He earned a scholarship and is now a Mountain West career record holder. How does his story help you in recruiting, and how does it represent what Boise State is about?
Yeah, Jonah Dalmas is similar to a bunch of players on our team. He's just another testament to the culture here. And that has nothing to do with me. That's inbred in this place, what it is for decades, about guys that have maybe been counted out, have a chip on their shoulder. They want to just go earn it and prove everybody wrong. That's Jonah Dalmas. Came here as a walk-on, earned the right to be on scholarship, and now he's a Mountain West record holder, and he deserves all the credit he's getting because that young man works and he loves his team.
Spence, late in the game, you took the starters out, but then there was like kind of that low red zone opportunity. I think it was a Breezy's rushing touchdown, I think. You kind of put a lot of the starters back in, including Max. Why'd you do that?
Yeah, we had to make sure that we were efficient in that drive, Jay, to make sure we punched it in. I mean, like I said, we're giving up explosive plays on defense, something we have to fix. And in that situation, it was like, hey, guys, we got to make sure we score here. We're not letting this thing get out of hand. And so that was a movie. You don't want to have to do those things, but we had to make sure we kept the score where it was.
I mean, is Jalen Royals just a really good football player? What do you guys feel like you need to do on defense to fix some of those?
Yeah, without watching the film, I know watching it obviously on the sideline, there was a couple busting coverage that can't happen. A couple guys, we were not on the same page a couple times and tempo is designed to do that, but that can't happen. We have to attack the tempo. Coach Chins did a great job getting him quick calls. That wasn't an issue, but there were times where we were on the same page. There were times, like I said, when we were supposed to be in one defense and a couple guys didn't get the call. We missed tackles. Leverage was off. A lot for us to improve on. We did some good things, and I mean, right now our guys battled and fought, and that's a good offense. They're an explosive offense that we've had to go against for years now, but we're way better than we showed, and we will be. That's where we're going to look at it to see, do we have the right players in the right spots, and how do we eliminate those explosive plays, because there's way too many. And once again, I'm talking slants that go for 60. Can't happen. And we have the calls. Coach Chins does a good job, and we got to execute. And we didn't execute tonight. We need to.
Take for Latrell to get back out there in such a quick turnaround for him.
Yeah, I mean, Latrell Caples, once again, one of our leaders on our entire team, not just in the receiver room, not just on offense. My man lives in the training room and is one of the best teammates, helping the other guys learn and grow even when he's out. And even to start of the week, it was like he's doubtful. And my man said, screw that. I'm going to find a way to play. Lived in the training room, and was ready to go out and help our team. That's Latrell Caples. I mean, one of the best leaders I've been around. I love that young man, and he's a huge part of our team.
Anything else?
I think a lot of people in Boise area got a kick out of the Ashton Jeanty snowplow this season, and then to see it outside of Albertson Stadium today, what was kind of the story behind that, and how did it end up in the parking lot?
I have absolutely no idea. Yeah, good question. I mean, JD's right there. He could take all those questions for you guys. But I mean, and that's always the thing for me, like Ashton Jeanty, and there's been a lot of really good football players come through here. Ashton Jeanty's a young man that, yes, what he does in the football field, he deserves all the credit he's getting, but he is a 10 out of 10 young man, a 10 out of 10 teammate, and that's when you have leaders like that, and there's multiple, Ahmed Hossein, Alexander Tubner, and I could go down the list, you always got a shot. That doesn't mean you're going to win every game. We're going to work our tail off to win every one that's in front of us, but you always got yourself a shot. So the things that Ashton's getting, it's me making sure we protect him to keep him focused on what matters most. But that's Ashton. All he wants to do is help this team win, and I can't be more proud.
All right, thank you.
So you didn't drive it to work today?
I almost did. Yes. I saw someone send me a picture. I said, sweet, I didn't know it was going to snow today. I mean, that's where I'm at. God bless you guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Question for Jonah.
Jonah, you came back for a reason, and I know you want to help this team win, but you have some pretty impressive career benchmarks that you're hitting. So what does it mean to you to hit this last one?
Yeah, no, it means the world to me. I'm just glad that I was able to come back with these boys for one more year, right? We have an awesome team. We're accomplishing a lot of great things, and we want to go all the distance with what we're doing here. And so I'm just grateful that we're, the most important thing is that we're 1-0, and we get the opportunity to focus on the next opponent.
Did it feel good to kick a couple field goals tonight? I mean, Ashton and his offense have been so efficient in the red zone. They've just kind of leaving you out there to kick PATs, I guess.
Yeah, no, I'm just being patient. I'm just waiting for my name to be called and the opportunity to make an impact to this team. And, I love seeing this offense be able to perform and do their thing. And obviously, Ashton Jeanty is no short of, greatness. So I'm grateful to be able to witness him and the O-line going to work and that offense being able to execute. And it's a blessing to watch. And just being patient, like I said, and ready to make an impact.
I remember talking to you in high school a little bit about just maybe the opportunity to come here and be a kicker.
Yeah.
How does what you thought you might accomplish or might get to do in your time here compare to what you've actually done?
Yeah, no, it's been great. And obviously, like, when I came here and had the opportunity to come here, I wanted to, make a huge impact and be one of those, star in my role. And so being able to come here is an honor and a blessing, and I'm just grateful to be with this team.
As a guy who grew up out here and cheered this team on growing up, what does it mean to you to be Boise State's all-time leading scorer?
I'm very, very grateful, very honored. I give all the glory to God just because that's something that's super important to me is my faith. And I couldn't have done it without the O-line out there, blocking and protecting. Couldn't do it without Mason Hutton and James and Taryn holding tonight. I can't do it without the operation. And so I'm just glad that we were all able to come together as a unit and to be able to get the job done.
With your story being a walk-on, there's plenty of kids out there that want to be that guy one day.
Yeah.
What would be your message to them?
Just to work hard and devote all your dedication to that goal that you have in mind. I had a goal in mind that I wanted to come in here and I wanted to be a very influential and impactful player to this program. And I did everything in my power just to put my head down and work. And so I would say, never give up on your goals, never give up on your dreams, and, devoting all that time and attention to your craft because you never know what will happen when you do that. So that would be the words that I would give to those kids that are wanting to kick a football in college.
Kyle last night at a high school football game. What type of impact has he had on your career as you
talking about Bratz?
Yeah. Knock him down to number 2 on the list.
No, absolutely. I mean, me and Bratz have a great relationship, and every single time I get to see him, he just says that he's very proud of me and he wants me to keep going and keep doing the things that I'm doing. So it's awesome to be able to connect with those Boise State players that have been nothing short of great here, and it's awesome to have that relationship with Bratzman. So I'm grateful for it.
When you got here, Jonah, you said you wanted to be the greatest kicker, that's ever kicked here. And given the circumstances, a walk-on, hadn't played football in a couple of years, people might have called you crazy. What does it mean to you to kind of prove everybody that you could do that and attain your goal?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a blessing for sure. I'm very grateful and honored, but I mean, I wouldn't be able to do the things that I can do unless it was for the staff, these players that are on this team, and they give me all the motivation and confidence to go out and do what I do. And so being able to accomplish this tonight is truly a blessing, and I'm really happy for myself, just to be able to dedicate all this time and attention to, do what I do. And like I said, I'm just grateful for the staff and the players on this team giving me that confidence and motivation to do what I do.
You were so new here at that point in time, Jonah. So what was it about, even your structure or setup before you arrived at Boise State that the moment you walked in the doors, you believed you could do this?
Yeah, I mean, I've just always been a competitor my whole life. Like if I wanted something, I would always, do what I can to go and get it. So I think that's just kind of in my nature, and especially in high school, just being super competitive and wanting to make an impact to the teams that I was on. So I think that was just the biggest, key factor is that I'm a competitor, and when I want something, I'll do anything I can to go out and get it. But like I said, like people in this room, people in this building believed in me. That gave me all the power to go out and do it.
Anything else? All right, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Questions for Anderson?
Andrew, how's it feel to be 1-0 in Mountain West play, 4-0 overall, and it seems like, overall the team, you guys are working with some pretty good momentum right now.
Feels great. We're happy about where we're at, but we're not satisfied by any means. We know we left a lot of plays out there on the field, and we feel like we could have been better as an entire team. So it was a good win. We're happy to be 1-0, but definitely not satisfied.
Maybe kind of along those lines, how do you think the D played tonight?
The defense, we had some bright spots, but for sure things to work on. Shout out to our DTs, Herb, Brax, Mike, all of them. They came to play today, and Shell was a little banged up as well. So with the Temple offense, those guys, it's easy for them to get tired. They want to sub out, but they played their hearts out, and we just got to keep playing as a unit and just maintain a long season. It's a long game, so we got to just stay on it every single play.
The big plays have kind of been what would have hurt you a lot this season. What do you guys have to do to really clamp down on those?
I would just say, just playing as a unit, playing smarter, making tackles. There's a lot of plays that weren't really big until we missed a tackle, and then they became something bigger. So just, overall, just being on the same page as the defense, doing all our job the best we can and just finishing plays, and we'll get off the field earlier.
What do you think about how Herbert Guns played tonight? I know a lot of times a D lineman will get 5 tackles.
Yeah, Herb, he's a dog. He comes to work every single day, and I know he doesn't get a lot of credit he deserves. But, he does his job most of the time, and the times the plays come to him, he's making those tackles, and we need him to, with Sheldon getting banged up, some of those guys are going to have to step up, and I'm happy about Herb's performance. He's come a long way for sure, and I'm proud of Herb.
How important is this next week for you guys? Long travel to Hawaii, and then you get to that second bye that kind of breaks up, your guys' season. So how important is this next week for you guys?
We just need to keep our head in it, just continue to try and just go one day at a time. It's going to be easy to look forward or even look to get to the bye week for dudes that are a little banged up. But I would just say, finish and look to try and just be together, this whole way and take every day for what it is and try and just do every day, the best we can.
Been here for a while, and I know you guys do your best to, block out certain noise and stuff like that. But do you feel like it is different right now? The buzz, the energy around the program at all?
Yeah, I feel that way. It was just mainly because I seen how we worked. Since January, we knew the team we had, and we knew the guys were never running from work, and we knew the season that we wanted to have, and we knew what it was going to take to get there. And I'm just happy that so far, we're doing what we set out to do, but there's even a ton of things that we feel like we're not holding the standard that we should. So we have a long way to go, and the team knows that, and nobody's in there satisfied with anything that's going on so far. So I'm happy to see that, happy to know that guys are, just looking to the next one and trying to be the best we can.
Spencer, continues to echo that it's a, player developmental program or whatnot, and if there are opportunities to get guys in that have practiced well that might be down the depth chart, he wastes no time in doing that. And we're kind of getting to the point in the season where it's supposed to feel like it's kind of like the grind or whatnot. It doesn't really feel like that. How's he doing a good job of balancing that to make sure you guys, I'm assuming, are still pretty fresh?
Yeah, guys, they're banged up, but I would say that the weeks that early in the weeks he take care of at practice, he makes sure that our reps are not too strenuous on the body, and we do the most we can to get our work in. But he takes a good care of us on and off the field to make sure that we're ready to play every game. And some of these games are getting out of hand kind of early, so some of us have not taken as many snaps as we probably would if the games were coming down to the wire. So I feel like that's helping us as well, keeping our bodies fresh for the next one.
Over the winter, the city of Boise obviously named a snowplow after Ashton Jeanty, and then it showed up in the Albertson Stadium parking lot today. Did you guys give Ashton a hard time about that snowplow, and just what was your guys' reaction to it?
Yeah, I mean, when they first announced it, we kind of gave him a hard time, especially in our house. We gave him a hard time for it, but we laughed about it because putting it right in front of the Utah State bus and where they showed up was pretty funny to us. So. To get off the bus and see that, I'm sure it wasn't a pleasant thing to see. But, I'm happy about the way he played, and I'm happy that it's working out for him so far.
What do you make of these one-play drives from Ashton Jeanty? I mean, first touch of the game, he houses it from 64, and then later in the game, he has a 75-yard rush. I mean, he never disappoints, it seems like.
Yeah, so as a defense, we want to start the game off, as much as we can, get out there early and start fast. So when we did that today, we come out the field thinking we're getting a little breather, and he takes it to the house, and we're just like, defense, back up. And, it got us going early. I feel like it allowed us to get our feet under us in the game because, he scores so fast and lets us get back out there as fast as we can. But, it's crazy to see, honestly. He's the best back in the country, and it's showing, every single game he steps out there. So.
Matt jokingly said last week, he said, someone needs to stop him because we need the rest. He said that jokingly. But when he does do that, how much does it fire you up to just go back out there and play as hard as you can?
We see, we see how he plays. He puts it in the end zone. He gives us, cushion, and we go out there, more confident because we got the lead. And the more he does that, he's making plays, so it makes the defense want to make plays. And I'm sure, the other guys on offense see him make plays, and they're like, I want to make a play. So it's a contagious, atmosphere. When he's doing stuff like that, it makes the whole team want to jump on board and make more plays. So it gets the defense ready to go for sure because the energy is high. Bronco Stadium is rocking every single time. So.
I apologize for the excessive Ashton Jeanty questions here, but what does it actually feel like to tackle that kid?
Yeah, it's definitely not easy. And, I've been going against him for 3 years now. So, even if I do get him down, you feel it, you know what I'm saying? So, it's definitely not easy as a defense. We all know when he's getting the ball, we got to rally to the ball and get all 11 hats to the ball. And, it's definitely not an easy task, but it gets us better for sure. Seeing him 3 years straight, I can genuinely say he got me better. And every rep I go, I make sure he's going and vice versa. So we definitely try and compete at a high level every time.
Anything else? Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
It's a cool hat. That's the only reason.
No, I wasn't watching
Well, almost 600 yards of offense today. Just how well do you think the offense was running?
Yeah, I thought we did a really good job of just playing as a whole unit in general, being able to run the ball and throw the ball at a high level, and it showed. I think up front it starts with those guys, and they were awesome. They're extremely awesome. And then when you give Ashton space to make plays, he's obviously going to do it. So it was cool to see get other guys in the mix for sure.
For you, I think that the word was Spencer Dirk. They said last week maybe you were a little inconsistent. Tonight you go 21-25 for over 250 yards and 3 touchdowns. So what seemed to work for you tonight, Maddox?
Yeah, obviously last week I wasn't happy with myself after that game, and we won. It was a big win. So as a team win, I was like, oh, that's awesome. Coming in this week, just relying on those guys to make plays, and so I felt like putting trust and faith into what we do in the week of training when it comes to that aspect, and then seeing those guys make plays. It was helpful to have those guys around me for sure.
You're kind of implied that maybe you're kind of aiming the ball at times, and that kind of suggests something's going on up top, right? So how did you? It didn't really seem like that was an issue for you tonight.
Yeah, when things are going good, it's going to continue going good, and so let's find that fine line of when things are going bad. How can we completely flip the script and make things go well? So. When you're playing with confidence, it's a lot better when you're not, right? So that's how I kind of put myself in tonight. It was just a lot of confidence.
Just with all the attention Ashton gets from opposing defenses, and everyone knows how dangerous he is. Do you think that maybe opens up other players? They might have a little bit more space or time or whatever. And you think that helps the offense?
Yeah, 100%. If you try and stack the box and stop Ashton Jeanty, there's going to be plays to be made outside with those guys. Obviously, going into every week, I'm sure every team's game plan is how can we stop number 2, because he's the most elusive running back in the country, and he does things that normal people don't. So, I think 100% it opens up a whole new aspect of offense when people are just trying to key on Ashton.
What's it like when you step out there and you hand it off from the first play and houses it from 64 in front of a sold-out crowd again? He just never seems to disappoint from the jump.
Yeah, not at all. Ash is just one of those guys that's completely humble about his going. And so when that happens, it's just like it's awesome to watch myself just, hey, yeah, go run down the field and score a touchdown on the first play of the game. I thought it was awesome, and I think everyone else thought it was awesome. It's kind of sending a note to the fans, like, hey, we want to show you guys what you're here for. All 37,000 of you that are here supporting us, we're going to show you guys what you're here for.
After getting knocked out on the second drive, going and having to get evaluated, to come back and go 4 for 4 on that next drive and have it throw a touchdown pass, how much did that fire you up for the rest of the game?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get the whole thing, like why they were taking me off. I guess it was like a medical timeout, so I had to miss a play. So obviously I didn't really get that. I was kind of like very confused, but I was fine. I was completely fine, and so going back out there was just, how can we make the next play the one that's the most important?
There was never any concern on your end?
No, yeah, I was completely good. I was fine.
What was the process like? Alex, you have to go in the tent. What'd you have to do to prove you could play?
I guess that was kind of it. I still am kind of lost, but I did just have to go in the tent, kind of ask me some questions, and I was fine. But it was just very simple, different thing I've never experienced before. So.
The joys of being a quarterback, I'm assuming, is targeting the right guys a certain amount. 10 different guys caught a pass today. How much joy does that bring you as a quarterback?
Yeah, I mean, I can say I proudly have faith in all of those guys that are going to make plays for me, and it shows. I mean, there's times where guys aren't getting the ball that probably should be getting the ball, and there's on the different side of it. We have a lot of playmakers in this building. I don't think anyone really kind of understands that. We've probably got 12 guys that can go and make a play tomorrow. So it's cool to see those guys get rewarded for all their hard work that they're doing.
How about Austin getting a couple of touchdowns tonight?
Yeah, that's big time. I love my man Bolt. He's a stud, and so seeing his smile on his face and a little dance was awesome. It was cool for sure.
I think a lot of people were waiting for Prince to have a game like this. Just what was it? What were you seeing from him tonight to get him?
Yeah, I mean, Prince, he goes about his business weekly. I mean, it was good to see him make plays and kind of get the ball and move a little bit. Prince works hard. He works extremely hard. And so it was cool to see him get rewarded for what he does.
Jonah Dalmas set the Mountain West career record for field goals scored tonight. He's obviously a little older than you. Stepping into this program, how has he kind of shown you what Boise State is all about?
Yeah, I mean, fun fact, Jonah actually was direct messaging me on Instagram before I was here. So it was cool to have Jonah kind of be like a guy I look forward to, walk in the building and be like, oh, I know that guy, and sit and talk to. And Jonah he basically, like, if you had to put Boise State in, like, a prime example of that, I think Jonah's one of those guys that can go right there. Obviously, in the position that he's in, it's a little tough to, like, have a whole team kind of get behind you, but he does. He has our whole team, like, completely full trust. I mean, that guy is legit. He's one of the best in the nation, so I mean, he's really good at what he does, and I think he's also good at being a leader for the position he's in and getting guys to come around him and make plays for him.
With Cam, you obviously are developing quite the rapport with him. How much does he kind of continue to settle into a new environment and seem to kind of come out of a shell a little bit at times too?
Yeah, I mean, he's getting extremely close with all these guys in the building, and it's kind of cool to see. I mean, like I've mentioned before, I was able to get close with Cam, and it's cool to see him kind of branch out and get close with other people. And obviously, he's continuing to make plays, and a lot of people are trusting what he can do, and he's a legit playmaker for us.
Spencer telling us a little bit about Latrell, how they viewed him as doubtful earlier in the week, and he lived in the training room. What did you see out of Latrell Caples and his determination to get back and play?
Yeah, I mean, just Latrell is another guy I could put Jonah, a prime example of what it means to be blue-collar at Boise State. And just seeing his work and what he does daily, it shows. I mean, this guy could barely lift his arm, and all of a sudden he's playing. It's cool to see Latrell do that. I think a big part of Latrell, too, is he has a different mindset than others. Like, he's battled adversity, the toughest, in my opinion, that you could ever battle. And so he understands what it's like to be hurt and injured and kind of compete. Like, he's not missing football games because he wants to. He's going to try and play whether he's 85%, 75%, or 100%. He's going to play with like all his heart and all of his mind and go give all that he has for the team.
You look up and you see 62 on the scoreboard. What's your reaction to that?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good feeling. It's a really good feeling. I think our offense is kind of putting stuff together in a really good shape. And, I mean, obviously, you got to shout out Dylan Riley for his kick return today. I mean, that was big time. So seeing those points light up that scoreboard, it's awesome. And it goes to our defense, too. I mean, they're putting us in really good positions. I mean, the one time we had like a 25-yard drive. And it's like, that's points that people don't really see because the defense doesn't get highlighted for points as much as they should. Our defense has played awesome, and they're putting us in good positions.
Couple more.
So darn efficient in the red zone. You guys keep leaving him over there, and not he's kicking PATs, not field goals. Just what have you seen out of him and his ability to, still stay sharp? And he finally gets a couple opportunities tonight to come out and set the record.
Yeah, I mean, Jonah's Jonah, and like I just said, he does a really good job at keeping guys behind him. And like you said, we've been really efficient when it comes to scoring touchdowns in the red zone. But I think you see a guy that really just kind of gives it all every day, and when he gets his opportunity, he's not going to screw that up. He's going to be really good at what he does. So that props goes to him. That's a hard job to do. I mean, you never know when you're going to kick it or when you're not, whether it's just going to be a PAT. And so I think he's done a really good job, and obviously he's lights out. Homie doesn't miss, so he's really good.
Do you have any old friends or family back in Utah who might be Utah State fans or who are doing watching at home?
I mean, not very many. I'm kind of far from Logan, so yeah, I wouldn't say I got a lot of people. I got a couple friends. One of them was here tonight. He was one of my buddies that played with in high school. His dad's like a diehard Utah State fan, played there, and so it's cool to see those guys for sure.
Max, this is your first season as a full-time starting quarterback. You guys are averaging well over 500 yards, over 50 points per game. For you, what is like maybe the most challenging part of this, and then what's the most joyous part of this for you? What have you enjoyed about this as you hit kind of the midway point of the season where it almost feels like the grind really starts to have a little more gravity?
Yeah, I'll say the most challenging part about us right now is obviously we've been extremely efficient, and so how can we not let ourselves get complacent with what we're doing? How can we continuously get better week after week? And I think we have. So it's like props to us we get better and better, and so like that's a big challenge to me is how can we keep those guys, myself included, like how can I continuously get better and then see what our offense really is at the end of the season. And then when it comes to the joyous part, I mean, you see so many guys out there that are like smiling, having fun, like that's the joy of playing football. And so when you get those guys that are like we can sit there and laugh and have fun and smile, like that's big time. That's big time to me. I think that's why people play the game.
Thanks, everyone.
Sweet, thank you guys.